Hello fellow Star Wars fans, my name is Star Raptor. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about Dark Horse's very own Star Wars Hyperspace Stories issue number 9, as well as Dr. Aphra issue number 36. But first, if you are new to the channel, welcome. I talk about the Star Wars comics every single week on this Star Raptor YouTube channel, so go ahead and give me a subscribe if you like this content. So jumping in, first and foremost, we do have an additional comic, but I will not spend much time on it, and that is The Mandalorian issue number 4 for season 2. If you've seen this episode, then you know what it is all about in this comic issue. But getting into it in earnest, we have Dr. Aphra issue number 36. This one is called Action and Apprehension. This is written by Alyssa Wong with artwork by two artists, Minkyu Jung as well as Jethro Morales. In this, we see Aphra responding to the call for a mission by Tagge, where her and Just Lucky are going to investigate these old Tagge droids that have suddenly reanimated themselves, have become back to life and started killing things. So they're investigating that. It leads them to this abandoned base on Havel, I think the planet is called. And so a lot goes on with these Scourge power droids, and the whole mystery is, how did these droids end up reactivating out of nowhere? They've been out of commission since the Clone Wars. What's going on? So Aphra finds one of the people from the last issue that basically double-crossed her, leaves her for dead. So I thought that was a really, surprising moment. I know Dr. Aphra has done some really questionable things. She's not exactly a white knight here, but she's not evil either, but she just leaves this person to die, gets some revenge on her. Lucky leaves her, and then they're running around. She catches up to him, and he's giving her cover fire. She's getting out of these droids' way. They figure out that there is a backup chip in these droids, and that was what let them run out of juice at the very moment they were all about to get killed. So they gave this great explanation, like the slot machines, right? They have to have a little backup generator in case one of the power goes out. They got to keep them running for the money and all that good stuff. So it's kind of like they keep the droids running for operations updates in the chip. So that chip then ran out of battery, and those droids went down. Meanwhile, you have Magna Tolvan, ex-lover of Dr. Aphra, is given a mission by Leia Organa to investigate why this rebellion ship suddenly went off the grid. It doesn't look like it got hit by Imperials. It's still intact. So Magna Tolvan and her crew go aboard there, and that's where we leave off. But we see that Magna Tolvan is still ruminating about Dr. Aphra, even though they have become they've gone their own separate ways. There's still a lot going on there with her. So yeah, overall, I like this issue. The gears are turning for Dark Droids. I still think that Dr. Aphra is going to be the key to solving this issue. Now Aphra is back with good old Dominant Tagge, her good old flame there. So we're going to see what happens there. Getting into Hyperspace Stories issue number 9. This is a milestone issue, my friends. This is the return of Quinlan Vos through the Dark Horse comic book label. This guy made his stardom through the Dark Horse comics. I've never read a single one, but I know the Republic comics are some of the greatest, most cherished of the Star Wars Legends verse. So it's really neat getting this guy to go up against Cad Bane. I mean, really, it's a rematch of the century. We've seen in Clone Wars, Obi-Wan and Quinlan Vos going against Cad Bane at once. It's crazy stuff. So yes, let's talk about this issue. We pick up with this one random dude. First of all, this is called Who's the Voss? Gotta love that pun. Written by Michael Moretzi with artwork by Nick Brokenshire. In this, we have Quinlan Vos, who is basically trying to extract this separatist that was in cahoots with Count Dooku, has a lot of information for the Republic about Count Dooku. So Quinlan Vos is on the mission to extract this guy out of enemy territory. Of course, it is not easy because many bounty hunters are sent after him, of course, by Count Dooku. We soon find out that this guy also stole money from Count Dooku, as he stole the information that's very valuable to him. So he's wanted for many different reasons. And of course, Count Dooku sends Cad Bane to go after him. And that's where we have a nice standoff between Quinlan Vos and Cad Bane. And they're pretty well evenly matched. It's amazing how good of a Duros bounty hunter Cad Bane is. He's using his flamethrower. He's using his jet boots. He's using his awesome dead-eye aim. This is the reason why he's one of the best bounty hunters ever. He was trained by Jango Fett. All that good stuff. Trained Boba Fett. Awesome stuff there. But yeah, I like the appearance of Quinlan Vos in the beginning of this issue. Just seeing the glow of his green saber in the darkness. Completely awesome. Just the characterization of Quinlan Vos. I love just the dialogue that is written for him. Seems just great. He always comes up as like the Jack Sparrow of the Star Wars guys. Of course, he looks like him with the dreadlocks, but he's got the same kind of mentality, this really lackadaisy kind of way for a Jedi, but he's still a very powerful Jedi. Love seeing that. Yeah, this is just an absolutely brilliant issue. The standoff, just the look at the eyes through the panels of Cad Bane and Quinlan Vos standing toe to toe like a good old Western would be like, right? Just the cutting back, the editing of that. And I want to see more of Quinlan Vos. Hopefully this issue sells a lot, so that way we can get Dark Horse to be like, oh, maybe we need to make more stories with Quinlan Vos. This is one of my favorite Jedi because he's just in canon. There's not much known about him. We got him in a couple episodes of Clone Wars, and we know that he's alive at a certain point in time because in Obi-Wan Kenobi, the whole thing with the path, and he was left there, or his writing was left there. Obi-Wan realized, oh, he's still alive or something. So there's so much story to tell with this guy. We know that he never died during Order 66. He's still around. So what is happening with Quinlan Vos? Maybe we'll get a comic book story in between A New Hope and Revenge of the Sith. That would be the absolute best. So there you go. We get that little doll that's going to connect everything. Quinlan Vos senses something deep in the force like Kylo Ren did the last issue. And we get a little kind of foreshadowing. Quinlan Vos has the power of psychometry. So we actually get to see that firsthand in the comic book. It just dawned on me, where he sees the Bad Batch having touched it. He sees Obi-Wan having touched it, and Bad Batch are going to be in the next issue, issue number 10 out of 12. Very much looking forward to see what comes next for Dark Horse. Maybe we'll find out at the Lucasfilm Publishing panel that's happening in Comic-Con in 2 weeks. And yeah, speaking of which, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on any updates with the Star Wars comics and more. Go ahead and do that, and listen to my weekly Star Wars podcast with Matthew Nagebauer over at Ion Canon on the Star Wars Underworld Network, where we're talking about these very comics in a little bit more detail with some good old banter back and forth every Thursday, 12 p.m. Eastern Time over there on the Star Wars Underworld Network. That's going to do it for me, Star. Thank you so much for watching, and may the Force be with you always. Thanks for checking out the video. Please hit that thumbs up symbol. It helps me know that I'm making content that you guys enjoy. And if you enjoyed this video, I also included 2 videos down below you guys should check out. And please consider subscribing to this channel. It helps support me, and it notifies you guys of when I get new videos up on the channel. You can also contact me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at StarRaptor.